West Coast injuries. This is as bad a decimation of a list of a team that are going ordinary anyway as you've ever seen.
It was a horror weekend, Ed, as we know, and they'd already had injuries for a number of seasons and in the off-season. So you had a situation where the captain, Luke Shuey, went down with a hamstring. Jeremy McGovern and Liam Ryan have had surgery to attach or reattach hamstrings to their legs. Jamie Cripps badly damaged an ankle, which has been operated on. Shuey there punching the wall. This will most likely, Ed, be his last season, certainly as captain and quite possibly in the AFL system, just given his history of soft tissue issues. That's the complete list. Elliot Yeo yet to be seen twice since last season, has done a calf. Nick Naitanui won't be seen till mid-season at best with an Achilles, and it must be said that is no guarantee to be seen at all this year with that injury.
Let's come back to Nick Nat in a second. I've got to ask you a question. We've criticised, or people have criticised Hawthorn for really cutting deep. Is it better for the West Coast to keep the soup reasonably thick, i.e. sign up a few, because you've got some news on Jeremy McGovern?
Well, they've done that with Shuey and obviously Hearn as well. Yeah, look, I expect Jeremy McGovern, there's a pen poised right above the part where he needs to sign off on a 2-year deal, and it will be a 2-year deal and reduced money, Lloydo. He was probably at one stage of 2019 and 20 the highest paid player in the competition, the way contracts work. More than
two
even...
or one, Lloydy?
Oh,
he'll get two.
One at best, Ed.
He'll get two. He's about to turn 31.
They need to be more aggressive, though, as a club. Have they been too loyal, too complacent as a football club? Because I just feel like that, unless they just need to get high quality, can't overpay anybody. You said he'll be reduced, but...
Yeah, it will be reduced, yeah.
I know, I just...
Jamie Cripps will be retained as well. He also will sign a 2-year deal. They're trying to bring, I believe, Nathan Broad in from the Tigers, who's a free agent, and they've got, obviously...
They're going after Nathan Broad?
I believe so, Ed. Yeah, well, he's going to be a free agent.
These are some of the players who are West Australian, or as close to, who've flown over there twice. Well, but these are guys who are coming out in the next couple of years.
They've had approaches to English and Norton prior to this. They missed out. And again, some people say they only went half-heartedly at those two players and weren't all in on them.
Who's been their best young player through the draft in recent years? Like, it's hard. Oscar Allen, but who's been injured a lot.
He has been, And I reckon he could be the next captain as soon as next year.
It needs to be high-quality kids or free agents. Nothing else. No more, real respect to Witherden, Jaden Hunt, these types, but I feel like they've just topped up and they've lacked any spark as a football club for a number of years now.
Let's have a look at Brisbane Lions. Since 2000, they went for the 4 in a row and they didn't play. They played one final in 14 years. Hawthorn went for 4 in a row and that's it. So I think sometimes that what happens when you win a flag, it's very hard to offload. Yeah. Collingwood cut deep, well, not when I was there, and they have done over the recent times, and have got a couple of years ahead of the West Coast Eagles, because it's very hard to get. You mentioned if you said, right, OK, we're going to cut Nick Nat. People go off their head.
They would, and that's what. But they've given him a 2-year deal. I mean, I think to your point about being ruthless, they gave him a 2-year deal at the end of last year, and he hasn't been seen this year. May not be seen at best until the midway point of the season, and that Achilles is really troubling him. They just cannot get the conditioning into him, and they have said recently that yes, mid-season will be the earliest we see him, and it must be said that there is some doubt as to that being the case.
Can I just say, when they won the flag in 2006, 2007 they finished 3rd, then they went 15th, 11th, 16th and bounced. West Coast Eagles have got a pretty good knack of going down, copying their whack because they're such a big and a steady club. They're not going to sack the coach. The CEO's been there for 25 years. They've got everything under control.
And those two people have got 2-year deals at least at each.
They do know how to hold firm and go to the bottom and then bounce back. And I think the supporters know that. 2018, 5th, 9th and 17th, possibly 16th, 17th, 18th this year. But if they bounce back in 2 years and they're back up for a premiership, I think that's what the game they're in. It's not tanking, but it's the way they do it. And this one, I don't think there's anything to it. They've just copped injuries and some blokes have lost the hunger. Simple as that.